Hey, this is Adam from Bodyweightcoach.com. One of the staples in a lot of our workouts is the simple bodyweight squat. I just want to go through some crucial technical cues that are going to help make sure that you do your bodyweight squat safely and effectively. So the first thing we're going to do is just get lined up in a nice stance, stretching our head up towards the ceiling. That's going to lengthen our back out. That's why we're doing it. And stretching the head up is also just going to tighten our core a little bit. You'll feel it as you try to stretch your head up. You'll feel your core tighten a little bit. My feet are about shoulder width apart. You can let your toes point up to about 15 degrees towards the outside. If your toes are splayed out a little bit, just make sure that as you start squatting, your knees follow whatever direction your big toes are pointing. It's a really important point, and I'm going to come back to that. But before we start bending our knees, the first thing we have to do is break at the hips. So the first thing to move in your squat is the hips, driving back. You notice I haven't bent my knees yet. First thing to bend is my hips. Once my hips are bent, then I can start dropping that butt back and down as I bend my knees. So we're really thinking from the hips and the butt in a squat. We're not thinking from the knees. So break back, drop the butt down and back, and you'll see my knees follow the direction of my toes. So if my toes are splayed a little bit, as I break here, drop down and back, the knees are gonna follow that same line. So whatever direction your toes are going in, your knees are gonna go in that same direction. The other thing I want you to notice in the bodyweight squat is as I drop my butt down and back, I want you to look at my back. My back stays stretched nice and long. If you're going to a real rock bottom squat, it's okay to let your back round out a tiny bit here, but if you can't go this low without rounding your back way out, then you should stop where you can keep a fairly neutral back. From here, I'm pressing through the heels. This is the other important thing on the way up. You're pressing through the heels, exhaling, and you're thinking about pulling your butt up and out of that hole, okay? So drop it down and back, and then think about pulling it back and forward, okay? The other thing that we like to do is use our hands coordinated with the movement of the legs. So as I drop down and back, I'm actually bringing my hands up to the front to counterbalance to the front, and then as I drive off the heels through the ground, exhale, I'm driving my hands back as I drive my hips forward. Okay, so we're coordinating those two movements together, and then when we turn that into a jump, we just add some explosivity to it. Okay, so that's our basic form of the bodyweight squat. This is Adam from Bodyweightcoach.com.